Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Gourmet Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA Postgame Show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Jacob in Wisconsin. Tim will be joining us shortly here to break down as the game's about to wrap up right now. The Packers are losing 30-10 in their first preseason game. I know, boy, oh boy, I've seen the comments tonight. The season's over. My goodness, the season is over. What shall we ever do? Jacob.
Well, you know what? Usually I want to come in here and just, pump the brakes, guys. Let's pump the brakes here. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't feel great about what just happened. I don't feel great. We'll talk about it. We'll have some things to say, but we have to realize that this is preseason game one. We have to take a minute, take a step back. We're going to diagnose everything that happened right here on the podcast. And, like we always say something, see something. But like Clayton always does, we're not going to go full negative. We're just not. We're not going to do that. But we're going to call out what needs to be called out. And there's a few things that we absolutely need to address, So let's go ahead and get into it. How you doing, Timmy?
Happy to be here, boys.
Yeah, hey, Jacob, your mic sounds like it's doing that thing again. So if you just want to make sure it's got the right mic notified there.
I got you.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and do that. Big old mayor in here. Which, by the way, did you guys hear that stat that Kevin Harlan said on Rashawn Gary? Did y'all catch that?
I heard it, saw it, retweeted it, loved it. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just glad I'm not the only one losing my damn mind out here going, why is everybody pretending like Rashawn Gary's bad at football? But we'll maybe hit on that here.
I bet they'll never pretend that in his face, ever.
Never.
No, yeah, no doubt.
Do I sound okay, guys? Chat, let me know.
Clayton. Yeah, you're good. I think they did it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we lost the echo. Yeah. H.E. Soder with Super Chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, well, that sucked. Yeah, it wasn't fun to watch, right? And, you got to run it through the filter of who's on the field, right? What are you trying to accomplish? Also, I was watching the defense play, and it was just like we were playing. It was like we were playing a shell Tampa 2, but the mic wasn't dropping all the way down the seam either, and you definitely wasn't mugging the line of scrimmage, guys. This is as vanilla as it's going to get.
We saw like some touch spies that didn't get home, right? That weren't quite where they needed to be, kind of. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. To me, it's like the main negative thing about preseason is you don't get a real good look at things. Now you get a little later in the game, and you could see the intensity start to amp up with those guys that are on the roster bubble, and that became a lot of fun to watch. There's obviously Amar Johnson. To me, he's the player of the game. We're going to dive into all of it. I got my notes right here, positives and negatives. So definitely more negatives than positives, but came away with a couple people that I was going, okay, we might have something there in depth. But with that being said, let's just go around the horn real quick. I've got to get the giveaway set up, so I'm going to go get all that stuff set up right now. I'm going to stay in here, but you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. I'm going to put this up, the box score. Do you want to – let's just go around the horn once, and then I'll put the box score up, all right?
Yeah, sure. Tim, you mind if I start off?
Go ahead, brother.
All right, so I was making notes for about the first quarter and a half, and then I just kind of said, all right.
Over.
Yeah, I'm done with this. The thing that popped off the page to me was 2 drops officially in the first drive. I called it 3, but they officially said 2. Ended up being about 5 drops in the first quarter / first half. That to me, and 2 of them were Romeo. It absolutely made my blood boil. It's like, really, like we go into the season with this much confidence, and all of a sudden we're right back there. H.E. Soder goes there and says 5 drops. I agree with that. That's my count as well. It didn't look.
You think God never farted?
It didn't look like the team, especially on defense, that I thought it would be. I was very, very excited for the defense to come out and to absolutely just start popping off. And coach says here, drops and penalties. I'm sorry, Clint said that, and coach had 7 drops. I thought there was more like that as well. It's not encouraging. I'll be honest.
All depends on what you consider a drop, though.
But they hit their hands.
Blanketed on a receiver punching a ball out is good defense. It's not a drop.
Yeah, I agree. That was tough to take. Didn't like what I saw from the defense, allowing too many first downs, just kind of easy first downs, like over the middle stuff, just stuff that I thought we would short up. Saying Anderson gets hurt. Justin Fields is running for easy touchdowns. It's hard to swallow. It really is. Tim, what's your initial take on that?
I feel great. I feel great about this team. I feel great. I'm with Clayton. There is probably a little more negative than positive, but don't get it twisted. There was plenty of positive in this game, and nobody gives a rat's ass about the final score in a preseason game. And if you are bummed out, the sky is falling, I implore you to please look at this team closer. This is the first time these guys played meaningful snaps in months and months and months and months of like real game speed football. We need to pump the brakes. There's things that need to be corrected. It's going to take time. And guess what? We have the time. We have 2 more preseason games. We have practices.
Joint practice.
Yes, there is time to iron this out. There's a lot of silver lining, I think, to see from this. And you already know, we're going to go snap by snap, look at the tape. We're looking at these matchups. We're looking at the players. I'll tell you what, one thing that stood out to me as we watched McCole Hardman crap the bed in the return game tonight, I'll tell you this, Will Shepherd is my returner. Will Shepherd makes this team as a returner. There's a hyperbolic early prediction right here. The kid from Colorado. I'm just going to call it right now. There was so many silver linings in this massive, disappointing preseason loss. It's a preseason game. It means nothing. Let's look at what we can gain from the positive aspect of what we saw tonight. And there was a lot. There was probably more negatives, penalties, things we need to clean up. Don't get me wrong. They didn't play well, but I am not panicking right now. I still feel great about this football team.
Yeah, I think it's very well said. Shout out to Ray Baca. Hopefully I got it right in one of those 3. Became a member here on YouTube. Appreciate the support, sir. And we actually got you into the giveaway. So I waited till the last second to do it, and that worked out good for you. Let's talk about Rob Demovsky put a tweet out, a series of tweets here early on, just to kind of get an idea of some of the starters. Packers offensive skill starters were Golden, Dobbs, Musgrave, Kraft, and Jacobs. Okay, so that's how they had that lined up there. Obviously, Jaden Reed in a boot right now. The boot makes it look like, oh no, what's going on? I think it's all precautionary. He'll be ready week 1, based off what I'm hearing, right? Now, on defense, Packers open in the nickel with LVN, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, Rashawn Gary, Isaiah McDuffie, Edgerrin Cooper, Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Zane Anderson, Evan Williams, and Javon Bullard. So Bullard obviously playing the nickel. I think he kind of said that a little weird there, the way that he lined those up. So pretty sure Bullard was in the nickel because they said that Zane Anderson was playing alongside Evan Williams back there at safety. So H.E. Soda with the super chat. You are going to mess up this week. This is the week to mess up. Amen. So, and here's the thing. As I was watching the game unfold, I'm going, he's not going to show it, but who's probably pretty happy right now? Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is going, boy, oh boy, do we got plenty of tape to teach.
Yeah, he's going, look at all these holes I'm going to fill, and we're going to fix these issues. We identified all the problems. I love it.
He's going to be getting on their asses this week. Tim, I don't know when the open practices are, bud, but you better take some earmuffs because it's going to get ugly out.
We only got one. We only got one this week coming up. So, yeah, I'll be there. I'll put some earplugs in.
Do you guys think that we saw a very vanilla playbook tonight?
Absolutely. From both sides of the ball, both teams all night long. Absolutely.
So we shouldn't overreact. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Tim?
No, we need to overreact.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. Don't overreact.
Sell the team.
No, Tim, we need to overreact because that's when the chat gets wild. Okay, we need to overreact.
I just overreacted by calling my shot, saying Will Shepherd's our return man. That's a bit of an overreaction, but I feel good about him. Something about I don't know, just the way he approaches the game.
You know how I know we're in real football is because I sent like 36 messages to the group chat and Clayton didn't say a damn thing. And I looked back and I went, all right, I got to look at the ratio. Did I have good and bad? I had more good.
He was great.
Bad. I literally did. I went back and I went, am I a downer? And I think I'm about 70% an upper. So I'm
Jacob,
trying my
Jacob,
best.
there was 5 minutes there that you would have thought we just lost the Super Bowl the way you were texting. I'm just going to keep it real.
Nuh-uh.
No, you don't say
No.
that.
I'm serious.
Hardly
Tim,
the
you went -2 for two texts, but then
All I said was, holy crap, I did not expect us to come out of the gate looking that poorly, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
you also said McCole Hardman ain't going to make this team if he keeps playing like this, which I agree.
And I stand by that.
That was
Harmon is
junk.
not going to make this football team if he continues to play the way
That
he
was
is.
That's
a
probably the most
factual
disappointing
statement. That's
thing.
not
Did you see his
negative. That's a
drop, too?
fact.
Did you see his drop too? Malik Willis put a dime piece on an out route for a first down, and it literally went right through his hands.
And that's not a shot at McCole. It's just like, bro, clean it up, or you're not making the cut, man. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, Hardy the Prophet with Super Chat. Thank you, Hardy, you the man. He says Kraft came out and said the thing on live TV. He did. It was early when he said it too. It was like, we're not doing anything. We're not showing anything out here. This is just, hey, get through the process. Now, like I said, second half guys, those guys are fighting for roster spots, and that's where you're probably going to see them try to put them in not an advantageous situation. You probably want to put them kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Lynn, but from a coach's standpoint, if you got guys that are on the bubble, you don't want to let me put them in the perfect spot so they can make a good play. You want to stretch them a little bit. You want to kind of see what they can handle in certain situations. And one that came to mind for me at the end was Kalen King. Kalen King had two pass breakups in the end zone on different drives. I thought he helped himself a lot. Let's start at the top here real quick with my notes, and then we'll get to the box score. Dobbs, and this is just in order. This isn't a tally total. This is just me taking notes in order. Dobbs, 2 drops, right? Zane Anderson went out with the injury, right? He had a knee. Does anybody have an update on that, the Zane Anderson injury?
It was knee? It was a knee injury?
That's what the announcer said after he went to the locker room. They said the sideline reporter said they were reporting it as a knee injury.
Wow, I thought for sure he was concussed or had a neck injury watching that play. The way he shot in there, holy crap.
I thought it was an ankle. You thought it was a concussion. It ended up being a knee. So that's hilarious, right? Coach Lynn said ankle. So maybe they got it wrong, Coach. Maybe we were initially right there.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Malik Heath with the drop as well, which kind of surprised me. And listen, Jordan got to that read really, really late, but still, you got to catch that ball. You got to catch that ball and possibly pick up the first down in that situation. But it's just another one of those. Malik's over there going, Jordan, throw me the ball. And Jordan's like, nah, I want to throw this damn thing to the moon. Hold on a minute. I'll get to you. Hold on a second. And then he swings around, gets it out there late. But nonetheless, Malik Heath with the drop. Now, Golden on the slant, talk about an overreaction. I was like, God, there it is. The strong hands are showing up in game. Yep. You know what I mean? Like what you've seen in camp, the way he would snatch the ball out of the air. So that's one positive. And then also I've got a freeze frame I'll show you guys here in a second. Let's hit these super chats. It's about Nazir Stackhouse, by the way. But Elder Grimm with the super chat said, Elgersma spotting for a roster spot. Do you agree with not calling timeouts and letting him try to complete a 2-minute drive at the end of the game? I didn't see the last 2 minutes of the game because I was getting the stream set up. Me too. But is he saying that they did run a 2-minute?
They let it run out. Okay, I caught bits and pieces while I was getting down here. And yes, I disagree
with that. I disagree with that.
So I do agree because our fourth string quarterback running a 2-minute drive at this point doesn't matter much to me. What really stood out to me was the way Sean Clifford played today. You will never hear me talk bad about Sean Clifford ever on this podcast, the way he played. He looked all right. Getting out there like a dog, run blocking, these kind of things. Dude. Like I just don't think it's, the way the clock was winding down. It wasn't that crucial to me, honestly. I'd rather get out of there without anyone else getting banged up and hey, the game's over. It's,
what about you, Jacob? Do you agree with it? In that situation, would you rather your 4 stringers run a 2-minute drill or would you rather them just, hey, let's run the clock out?
I mean, honestly, I like what Malik Willis did. I like giving Clifford enough time. Elgersma, it is what it is. Like, barring crazy injury stuff, like I don't feel like that is necessary time for him. So I'm okay with him just trying to shore it up and kind of get out of there. I will want to touch on something real quick, even though we got these super chats. Respect and Oranges says, hey guys, I'm banned from the YouTube chat. If that's true, Respect and Oranges, we did not do that intentionally. You maybe got caught up in some of that.
The bots,
bots, and maybe got accidentally botted out. So we'll try to figure that out. I'm very sorry if that did happen.
Yeah, that's the only thing. When the bots, just so you know, Respect Oranges, when the bots are rapid firing like that, we have to manually click on them and block them, click on them, block them. And as the chat's climbing up, sometimes it'll grab the next chat and block that person. I'll go in right now, though, and see if I can figure out. Perfect drop. Let me check real quick. You guys keep talking there. Hit that next super chat, Jacob.
Eldegrim. That's such a good drop.
I'm sorry. Let me say this real quick. The last super chat. I agree with the super chat. I don't care if it's third string, first string, sixth string. I would rather take that 2 minutes and go, all right, let's see what this guy has to go down and try to score or effectively run a 2-minute drill. I don't think you're ever going to be able to duplicate that in practice personally, because you get the red jersey on. They're not allowed to hit the quarterback, all these things. Me personally, and it sounds like I'm in the minority. You both disagree with that. I would rather run a 2-minute drill there. That's just me, though. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, Eldegrim says, Elgersma is fighting for a roster spot. Do you agree with not calling timeouts and letting him try to compete with a 2-minute drive at the end of the game? I think Clayton just kind of addressed that right there. It is what it is. I don't know. Tim, do you have anything else to say on that real quick?
No, I mean, I get the logic on both sides because
right.
I hear where Clayton's coming from. Like, hey, what the hell are we here for? We want to see these guys. It doesn't matter how much time's left. I'm just kind of looking at it more. I was surprised Elgersma played as few reps as he did in this game. I thought we were going to see a little bit more of him this early in the preseason.
Right.
I saw more of Jay Love. I saw more of Malik Willis than I thought I was going to see tonight for the first preseason game. So, when it came down to the end of the game, we're getting crushed 30-10, whatever the hell the score was. It's like, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. Maybe Clayton's like leaning me towards his mindset on this because I get it. Reps are meaningful, especially real gain speed reps. Even if it's preseason simulated, whatever. So
yeah,
I guess I'm kind of on the fence. It could go either way.
Respect Oranges, you should be unblocked now. You were buried in that list of guys right in between about 17 Omer accounts. It was hilarious, bro. It was Omer this, Omer _ Omer +. There was Respect Oranges sitting there like, what the hell did I do? So
yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
Godsmack AR69 says, to quote Beavis and Butthead, that sucked.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah,
cool. That wasn't great. Yeah, I understand that. Hardy the Prophet comes in and says, what's the chance they're playing possum with drops?
Ooh,
jeez.
No,
that's 70 chess, brother.
I like the way Hardy's thinking, though, man. I wish that were the case.
I really do, too, man. I really do. United Bates comes in, free oranges.
Love it.
That's it. We're boycotting until he's free. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another positive moment here. I put this tweet out. You can see this image good enough. So this was on the 4th down stuff, right? First of all, look at Oladapo getting, crazy jump off the snap right out here in the outside. But notice right here, Nazir Stackhouse splitting a double team. He completely blew that play up. That's where it was designed to go, and he had to cut back, and I think it was Christian Welch and Enigbare came in and made the tackle. But that is Nazir Stackhouse right there. So
that is a grown-ass man, dog.
Just real quick, let's address it. We got a Bear fan in here, MP. Packers were finished 3rd in the NFC North. I guess that's one better than the Bears, right? I guess you guys would be
too bad,
4th.
yeah.
He's in here. He's giving
Bears
us some
will
likes.
finish with 6 wins again.
Here we go. My guy. Hey, thank you for giving us some likes there, buddy.
Yeah, hit that like button for us before you leave, man, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Gotta help us out here. So yeah, Nazir Stackhouse, again, we've seen it in camp, right? We've seen it in OTAs. They talked about in OTAs, hey, this guy, he seems to be flashing. In camp, he's flashed. Now you're seeing it in preseason games. And albeit it's preseason, I got you, but I noticed when the play got blown up, the announcers called out Christian Welch and I think Enigbare, and I was like, that wasn't who blew that play up. Though I know he didn't, they got the tackle. And then when you go back and look at it, I was like, I'll be damned, that's Nazir Stackhouse. So pretty cool to see.
I like the way you worded that tweet, Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
Not Stackhouse parting the Red Sea on 4th and 4th. I love it.
And he did, man. It was just like all of a sudden this big body. You know what I mean? All of a sudden Moses just appeared out of the bodies, right?
Talk about gap integrity against the run. It's like, well, what if you got a dude that can just blow up like both gaps in one shot and just crash that whole line and blow up the play? You got to love it.
Definitely.
All right. We got Godsmack coming in here with a super chat saying Clifford, the little red puppy. With all due respect, I never understood the Clifford hype. He's a gamer. Aren't all players gamers?
No, not all
Listen,
of them.
I wasn't that impressed with Clifford with what I seen. Now when I say, listen, he threw 4 passes, right, Tim? Like there's now I will tell you this. The snapping of the ball to Clifford, it seemed like he had a pretty good grab on command of the offense in that regard. I know that sounds silly, but that's the type of stuff I'm looking for when you get third and fourth stringers in, is like, okay, can we just do the basic things right now? and they did, But I do know what you guys were talking about, though. I think it was the Amar Johnson touchdown run. All of a sudden, number 16 comes out of nowhere and throws a block. I was
like a young Brett Favre getting out there playing football.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand where Godsmack's coming from too. Like Clifford he's never really shown me anything where I'm like, man, that's the dude. The whole gamer comment came from Matt LaFleur, and that's where I always have to yield my ego at the door. I listen. If Matt LaFleur likes him and he refers to him as a gamer, he's talking about a guy who's got some grit, a guy who in the fourth quarter, can kind of dig down deep and maybe get a little something else out of his teammates. But I can understand why you feel like that, guys, man. Sure.
You know what else I think you might mean by gamer is if it's not Jay Love or Malik Willis that we're talking about, who has the most command of this offense?
Yeah,
it's Sean Clifford. And I think that was, to your point, Clayton, like he looks poised in the huddle. He has command of the checks, a good working knowledge. When you see Air Canada out there, this is a kid trying to prove himself. So I think, certainly Elgersma is knocking on the door, trying to get in. But I think Sean Clifford is, got a pretty good deadbolt on that door right now in this quarterback room.
And just to be sure, Respect Oranges is back, guys. He is back in the chat. He is live. So sorry about that, bud.
I love it.
My man, good deal. Again, it was just hilarious seeing him pinned down between all those.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so. Well, and again, if that ever happens, guys, that's the way to handle it. Jump in the chat and let us know, hey, you blocked me by accident. We're doing the best we can with the bots, but you guys see it firsthand. So Matt LaFleur was at the podium just a few minutes ago, and Rob Domofsky tweeted out, Matt said, well, that was a humbling experience, not what we want to put out there, is what his quote was. So obviously, and then there's another quote or another tweet that came out. Bill Huber said starters probably will not play against the Colts in next week's preseason game following the joint practice. Totally expected that. Anytime they do a joint practice, it's obvious they see that as more valuable than the preseason game itself. And the reason being is they can control those situations. You can get multiple looks at a key 3rd and 6 where, hey, the other team's going to mug the A-gaps and Matt LaFleur wants to work on a drive concept. You know what I'm saying? It's things that are kind of out of your hands in some preseason games. I agree, Coach. I think it's the right way to handle it too, Matt LaFleur's statement. But Zach Cruz on Twitter said, Matt LaFleur said the Packers hope Jaden Reed, who is in a walking boot, will be back by the start of the regular season. So, got a couple injuries that surfaced today or last couple of days, really, right, with Xavier McKinney, obviously Nate Hobbs, and now Jaden Reed. So just got to get those guys healthy. That's the top priority. Some more notes from me. I want to get your all's take on it. McCole Hardman drop. Obviously, the muff punt, we'll get to that here in a minute. It's a little bit further down the list. But McCole Hardman, he could not have played any worse today. Like, yes. It was bad. It was bad. And it took me completely off guard, guys. I was just like, what in the world? And that muff, don't get me wrong, that's kind of one of those tweeners. That's where anybody who's been around the game, you can get mad at me if you want, but Coach Lynn's heard it 1,000 times too. Peter. And you run in the opposite direction of that ball, right?
Yeah, like that one stands out. But what about catching the damn ball on the 2-yard line and getting blown up and not letting that ball drop? You're inside the 5-yard line. You guys remember that one earlier on.
The out route too. Remember the out route for a first down? I think it was a second or a third down.
Oh yeah, he had a total catch there, hands catch, and he dropped it. But I mean, just from a special teams aspect with McCole Hardman, it's like we had always said, like, man, if this guy's going to make the team, that's probably the way, right? As a returner and maybe a backup receiver, and it's like he didn't do either of those well tonight. Yeah, and that's a little bit of a shocker for the type of player that we know he's capable of being. So I fully believe that he'll clean it up, and progress. But man, if it continues down this road, we're not looking good.
Couple more notes here, Jacob. Obviously, the McCole Hardman drops. Sean Ryan allowed that strip sack in the end zone that ended up being a touchdown. That was Sean Ryan playing center. He gets kind of beat off the snap. And then Monk got beat for a sack as well. And that comment you just had up, if you'll pull that back up about, what was it, Monk or who was it?
Well, I had a couple of them there, but yeah.
Who had the worst game?
It was coach. It was either Hardman or Monk. And then another one was from Rodney. Both of them have typos in the chat, but I'm not mad at you guys. But it was a bit disappointed with Hardman, Heath, and Monk, I believe he said. Coach was talking about.
I agree.
The one, those are the guys that we highlighted actually in this last episode. Monk, Hardman, Heath, all of them had a really poor showing, in my opinion, tonight, and did not help themselves. Like, you know what? Instead of being so negative, let's go a positive here. Really loved Matthew Golden, what he did in the short stint we had there. I thought that he looked absolutely amazing. What do you guys think about that? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Again, Golden, strong hands. Okay, give you a couple other positives. Welch, special teams.
Yep.
Man, Christian Welch looked like a dog on special teams, no doubt about it.
I thought Bo looked all right.
Another guy who got a lot of work, Tim, Daniel Whelan, looked really, really good. Boy, he
really
was
good.
Nice punts.
that thing.
Yes.
And Baron Sorrell getting pressure with power moves. He really stood out to me as well. But go ahead, Tim.
I've got Tyron Hopper, Nas Stackhouse, Bo Melton,
yes.
Abinaconda, Jalen White, Amar Johnson, all on my positive list, among a few randoms that stood out in this dumpster fire of a preseason game. But again, it's a preseason game, right? That's the most important thing to remember. Preseason, meaning like it doesn't matter. The only things that matter are the things we're talking about now, right, guys? Like who's flashing, who's showing potential, who's exposing maybe flaws in their game or their approach that we can correct now before we even get to week 1 against the Lions. That's where my head's at right now.
We got a couple super chats. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
Yep. A couple super chats to catch up on here. Guys, I know it looked rough tonight with the wide open drops and O-line getting moved around. But on the bright side, Hardman with the Super Bowl experience, right? Count the dubs where you find them. I agree with that. Trying to find the bright side of this. Actually, I do agree with that. Real quick, too, we got to get Godsmack here. He says, technically, the gamer comment on Clifford came from Tom Clements. I get he's a good dude, but I pray the Packers don't waste a roster spot for him. Colby Wooden looks jacked. That I did like what I saw from Colby. Like, again, almost everything the opposite of what we expected / kind of called out happened tonight, which is exactly what happens most years. You kind of think you know what's going on, and then all of a sudden they'll throw a curveball at you. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and I know personally Matt LaFleur said it, so they must have both said it. I never heard Tom Clements say it. Not that it matters. It's obvious they were lockstep while Tom Clements was here. But yeah, Colby Wooden, the only thing about Colby Wooden was, Tim, he was playing really, really late in the game, and that means two things, right? The production, you got to kind of go, all right, he's playing against fourth stringers, and he's in his third year in the league, right?
Right.
But also, why
he made some plays.
Why is he playing that late in the game too?
Yeah.
Though? It's like, is he must really be on the bubble, or is it just me?
No, that was kind of how I looked at it too, because it was like I wanted to take a lot of those with a grain of salt. It's like, yeah, why are we seeing him this long? He should be working his way up the depth chart, not down the depth chart. But
right,
hey, sometimes that could be a good sign, right? He could be a guy that maybe is struggling to hang on for a little bit and might stick around and prove to be a difference maker down the road. He certainly looked damn good tonight, but to your point, against not tier 1 or tier 2 talent.
Yeah, another positive comment. Colby Wooden, I had batted passes, right? Did good in that regard. Brenton Cox Jr. on the zone read, attacking the mesh point.
Yep. Yes.
Love
that.
Love great.
That was the thing we were always worried about with Brenton Cox Jr. was his run defense.
It's over pursuing. He looked disciplined.
Yeah.
So exactly what we were saying, right? Over time, you correct these problems. This is the time of year to work through it, and you see guys making progress. It's a great example.
And one negative here too: a first down got negated from a Jacob Monk penalty, not his only penalty, but that wiped the first down off the board. Go ahead and read that super chat, Jake.
So our Aaron Rodgers says, "Same old Packers with mistakes. inside offensive line, wide receiver issues offensively, penalties, missed tackles, but we saw Morgan and Belton shine. Wooden balled out as well. So you know what? We're all sitting here trying to kind of lick our wounds, but we did have to understand that there were in every single game you can find some positives, and I kind of agree with that. I really do. We saw some guys like people. Even with that comment, people would say, "Oh, well, those are our first and second rounders. They should be playing." No, that's not how it works, man. Like we have a great team to the point where like we don't need to rush these guys into that lineup. That's a pretty unique situation, I would argue. And if they do good, when they have the limited time that they have, we should kind of count our blessings, I would argue. But what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. What do you think about this is the question, Tim? Watch this in slow motion here. You ready? We'll just show it a couple of times. Take that super chat down. Thank you so much, Aaron. Since you mentioned Belton.
Yeah. Let me see Escalade getting in here.
I was going to say finisher.
Look at that. Oh, yes.
Ooh.
That would be what we call a pancake, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
Get
that
your ass down,
that.
boy. I love it.
He just gets engulfed by him, too. Like, look, it's like, oh, my God.
See, that's what in the text of it, I tried to say Belton, apostrophe. I was doing all these, like every now and then he saw some shining in there. So
you know what this is, Clay? If you're going to post this clip, we got to call this Jets defender run over by Escalade.
Yes, exactly. And what's really cool is he's playing right tackle there. We talked about that a little bit, remember? So just something to keep your eye on, because we were, anytime you're talking about a guy who played left tackle his entire college career, kicking over to right tackle, you're like, okay, that's not an easy thing to do. But boy, oh boy, he showed up. I thought he played a pretty good game. I want to say he did get a penalty, though. I think he got a penalty. He had a holding call. So clean that up, obviously. But, yeah. So there you go. There's your Anthony Belton update. Also, as far as holds, Donovan Jennings hold, Jacob Monk hold, Anthony Belton hold, and then Oladapo got beat deep. It broke my soul, guys, when he got beat deep. So
yeah.
All right. Positives to end the game with: Kalen King end zone coverage on third down.
Yes.
Amar Johnson with that explosive run. He had an explosive run, and then like 2 plays later, he had the 49-yard touchdown run. And that play we just showed you with that Anthony Belton pancake, that was on that 49-yard touchdown run. And then, of course, Kalen King came back and had another pass breakup in the end zone as well. So, pancake and squash. Love it. So, again, there's some good things to take away. But, I mean, the big thing, the story of the night were the penalties. I mean, you couldn't get anything going with the penalties. You know what I mean? It got to the point where Matt was kind of looking at the officials. I don't know if you've seen him on the sideline, but I was just thinking, I'm really proud of him for keeping his cool, because I'd be like, hey, guys, what the hell?
I know he was pissed.
Are we really holding this much that you've got to throw it every other freaking play in a preseason game? Because you guys know holding can be called just about on every single play, right?
Sure.
So, I don't know. In a preseason game, it just seemed a little much to me, but I could be wrong, man.
I guess I chalk a lot of that up to, like, guys just shaking the last of that rust off, right? Maybe you're just a little off. You're getting a little lazy. You're getting a little grabby sometimes, especially the way we started. I thought guys kind of settled in once we got near halftime and kind of out of halftime, and third quarter looked a little better. I'll tell you, the defense either looked really, really good against the run, or they looked really freaking terrible. It was like the pendulum kept swinging, and you're trying to hone that in. That's all this is. If we look like this, going into the bye week, then I'm going to panic. But we're week 1 of the preseason, nothing to worry about just yet.
Yeah. Tim, what do you think about the fact that Reggie L says number 40 Brown almost coming up with another interception? Yes. I thought that he played quite well. I mean, I know that me and you have our favorites. Obviously, we're pulling for Omar. He just keeps showing up, dude. He just keeps.
And now Zane Anderson, Jacob. We always talk about
that's what I was going to say.
Make the decision. So we'll see how serious that is. No, I agree, and he seems like he's definitely, his style is breaking on the ball. He's a
playmaker style, right?
Absolutely.
He might bust a coverage. He might get caught creeping or something on occasion, or miss a tackle, but boy, he's going to get you a pick or a tip ball when you need it.
You know who I feel like he plays like how we were told that Savage was supposed to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where it was like,
I can see that.
he might be kind of iffy here and there, like with the actual like technical coverage, but he'll get you some picks. I feel like that's what Omar Brown does.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
Tron, yeah. Missed it today. Anyone know where to find the full game replay will be? Sorry to interrupt, boys. Hope you all had a great night. Pump for the week 2. Stay positive. I'd check just YouTube, dude. If you want a full replay, I'm not exactly sure if the Packers do that, but
if you have NFL Plus, you have it immediately. Like I think tomorrow morning you'll have it. You know, you can get the TV copy, or you can get the one that's cut up as well, where it's just literally whistle to whistle. But they'll typically, if you stay focused on NFL Network for the next few days, they'll show it multiple times most of the time. So, yeah. Go ahead, Jake. Thank you, Tron, for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Godsmack, another super chat. Thank you, sir. It says, I could have sworn Wooden played early. He was clearly the defensive player of the game, maybe the MVP. Let's not downplay his game tonight. I would argue that he had a really good game.
I'm just looking at my charting too. Do you have him early in your notes, Clay?
I did not. At least he didn't show up on the stats. Now on the box score here, he did finish with 6 tackles and 1 for a loss. Now what we will be
plus
able
the
to
batted ball in the third quarter.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, he led all defensive linemen, Godsmack. So you're spot on there.
And he's absolutely right. And let's not get lost on the fact that we saw this at camp. You know, I've got videos of them stressing with the ball king, Coach Ogabasi, working with the guys getting the hands up. And here we go. Colby Wooden gets us a batted ball at the line of scrimmage.
And
those are positives that we should look for. This is being coached in practice, executed in a game. This is what we want to see. So that's a shining positive light, I think, in a crap game tonight for sure.
Yeah, and the only thing I was going to add to that is that Coach Len obviously has told us Wooden's going to make this team. He saw something that clearly we did not, and we should respect that. And I think that Wooden right now is I mean, he's done as well as he could right now to make us kind of rethink our decisions there, right? Like that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, he made the most of his opportunities tonight. Again, I think he played overall, you know, the whole body of work, probably played better than anyone else. However, I will say that Barron Sorrell and Brenton Cox Jr. were the two.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by Nas Stackhouse looking great for a UDFA.
And it kind of felt like they took Nas out kind of quick.
Well, it could be, you know, we know about his, you know, he's got medical issues and stuff. So they may be trying to, you know, keep an eye on him just, you know, as he develops.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tim. King Tron with the super chat. Thanks, boys. No, thank you, Tron. Appreciate you, buddy. You're too kind, man. Everybody with the super chats tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Love
Thank you.
Check this out. I think this is what they mean by gamer. Ashley Washburn tweeted this out. Sean Clifford out on the field getting in some extra work post-game after the Packers fall to the Jets 30-10 to open the preseason. Packers only able to muster up 64 passing yards tonight. Love was 1 of 5 for 7 yards. Willis 4 of 9 for 39 yards. Clifford 2 of 4 for 14, and Elgersma 3 of 4 for 24. But pretty cool, man. Everybody else is already gone. They cleaned up, getting to the house, and there's Clifford out there getting in some extra work.
Here's the guy.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not to be too negative, but yeah, you should. You know, you didn't have a great game. You should be out there kind of. If he is a wide receiver, I expect him to be out there catching the jugs. If he's obviously a quarterback, then out there throwing darts, man, just smoking lung darts, throwing darts. You know, Tucker Craft. That's what it is.
What do you think about this, Tim? I think it's pretty cool, man.
I think it's awesome. I think I'm gonna be honest, man. I think Sean Clifford's like our backup Baker Mayfield type of dude. I think that's what people mean with a gamer, like a guy that's going to go out there and play balls to the wall and try and win you a ball game. And you couple that with the fact that, you know, he's young enough, but he's got the experience and he's got a grasp on this offense. And yeah, we saw a couple of, I actually have a note on my chart of I'll clean it up for the boys and girls that want me to, but crap passes from Sean Clifford today. And those are going to happen to anybody. We saw a couple of throws from Jay Love today. You know, like I said, shaking the last of that rust off. This is your first time playing under the lights in a real simulated game atmosphere, not not family night practice. This is preseason game 1.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Tim-
there's anything to panic about. I just feel like this is a guy that is desperate to like prove that he's a gamer and he is what people are saying he is, And I honestly, at this point, I like Taylor Algersma. I think he's got the body type. I think he's got the potential, but like strong arm, but I haven't seen anything from him that's to this point that's going to make me say, oh yeah, he should be on this team before Sean Clifford. I just don't see it other than your age argument, and those kind of things.
I usually don't push back on Tim, but the chat is going against you very much. They are saying Clifford is done. Basically, what I can gather from the chat. Cool. I'm just saying, like
I'll see you guys at the end of the month when he makes the 53.
I'm just saying the chat is very much anti-Clifford, is what it seems like. Yeah.
So here's the way I look at it. And it kind of goes hand in hand with Scott's comment here. Scott and DeVillers, good to see you in here, buddy. He says, did Heath lose a spot on the roster tonight? Nobody wins or loses a spot in the first preseason game, And I got to be real.
Thank you, Clayton.
Watching the Twitter.
Thank you.
Watching the Twitter was cracking me the hell up. I'm like, boy, we're already in mid-season. I'm over here just trying to get a grab on, all right, where are they playing guys? Are they playing Nas in the 3 or the 1? Are they, where are they trying to use Barron Sorrell? And he was in the 3-point stance and kind of that 7 tech, those type of things. Just get acclimated with how – and we got people losing jobs, winning jobs. It's like cracking me up. But that's what I love about football and I love about this fan base, man. Everybody's so damn passionate about it. Where else do you get this type of stuff, man? I love it. Absolutely love it. So to answer your question, Scott, no, I don't think he lost a spot on the roster or not, but he definitely didn't help himself, man. That was ugly. Because, again, what have we talked about with Malik Heath? Like the catch rate over expected. He's that dude that makes catches he shouldn't. And he does it consistently, albeit, with a minute amount of reps. But tonight, man, it was ugly. It was hard to watch. And even the deep ball, you remember the deep ball, like at first I thought, well, maybe it was pass interference, and then it ended up being a hold, surprise, right, on the offensive line. Yeah. And then when you go back and watch it, Malik Heath was just he went to find the ball, slowed down, like pulled up a little bit, and then tried to kick it back into gear, lost his balance, fell on his face. I was just like, man, that after the drop, that's a tough look. So not yet, Scott, but he definitely went down a tick or two, man. I believe that. And that's kind of how I look at when I look at training camp and I look at the preseason. Think of every positive play, you get a positive mark. Every negative play, you get a negative mark. Every play where you just kind of do what you're supposed to do, it's just a dash. It doesn't count for anything. And then at the end of the entire training camp, this includes training camp, joint practices, staying healthy is a big thing too, the preseason games and what you do in those games. And then at the end of camp, you get 2 or 3 days before final cuts, tally up the marks. Now you've got room to go. All right, this dude deserves to lose his job, or this dude deserves to have a spot on the 53, that type of thing. But I will tell you this, Malik Willis still looks the part to me.
No, he looks great. He looks great.
I felt bad for him because it's like these guys cannot block the offensive line they have him playing behind. You had guys dropping passes. It was just like I get to the point I'm like, let's get him out of there as quick as possible.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I will say somebody named Johnny Drama shockingly says, you guys are so blinded by your own fandom. We literally just spent the last 5 minutes talking trash about our own team. We're critical. Okay.
It's a long season, bub. This is what you got to do when people just get in here and get rude. The hell out of here. Bye. That's it.
There you go.
If we comment on all the negative ones, you and I are going to be in the bottle deep, and we're going to be 3 hours into a stream because they're going to come out of the woodwork. There's a portion of the fan base that they press into the what went wrong. Even after a win, yeah, well, they wouldn't beat this team or what have you. You just got to, all right, man, good luck to you. That's all.
Sit your butt outside.
Again, why are you here? If you're so upset with what happened in the game, and it just ruins your night, why are you getting into a show? Why are you coming onto a YouTube show to tell other people that they're not allowed to look at the positives that happened in the game? I don't understand that. That would be like me going onto a negative show and go, God, guys, you're too negative. Who the hell has time for that? Am I the only one that doesn't have time to go looking around for people that I disagree with. I don't get that. I don't understand it. So anyway, end of rant. This is kind of interesting right here. Ryan Wood tweeted out, here's something I've never seen before in the Packers locker room. Rookie defensive line Nazir Stackhouse on the phone with his mother. Let her take some questions from the gaggle tonight. Sounded like an proud mama. So he had his mom on the phone letting the media ask her questions. Part of me loves that because his personality, he's fun-loving, but the other part's like, hey, bub, let's make this roster. Let's put the phone down. You know what I mean? I guarantee that's how the coaches probably would have responded to that in that situation. So anyway, what do y'all think of that? Am I wrong there? Positive, negative? How do you like that?
I like it, but like you said, just kind of, it's one of those situations where if you've ever been a manager of like a company, it's like, oh, they're funny, but like we shouldn't let that happen. Like it's just probably rein that in a little bit. Maybe talk to him, pull him aside afterwards, and be like, "Yo, that's not how we do things here. Like it was cute and everything, and we're gonna make a clip out of it, but like, don't do it again." It's just one of those.
I would agree with that kind of sentiment, right? Not a big deal.
So this is not the proper super chat, is it? We read that one earlier, I think. Here we go. In the beginning of Scott Smack AR69, appreciate you, buddy. Says in the beginning of camp, I didn't think Wooden would make the team. Now my old man and me are tooting his horn. Easy killer. Sorry, Tim. I pray Clifford doesn't make this team waste of a roster spot. So there you go. All right. So he is not a fan of Clifford for sure. Clifford's not making the 53. There's a chance he could make the practice squad, but there's no way they're going to carry
three
Clifford.
Quarterbacks. You don't think so?
I don't see it. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I think that that battle between him and Elgersma is for that practice squad quarterback spot, me personally, but I could be wrong. It is a family show, Greg. You're correct, sir. Go ahead, Jake. You got that?
No, just kind of highlighting what you just said. It's if we put Clifford and Elgersma to the practice squad, will other teams picking them up? I doubt it. I really do.
So you got to ask yourself this question, right, Jay? This is how I love to kind of reverse engineer that. If Elgersma and Clifford were on someone else's practice squad, would you be willing to sign them on your 53-man roster? Because you got to sign them on your 53, right? I wouldn't, personally. No. But that could change by the end of camp.
Let me ask you this. If you had to pick one of them, who are you picking first?
I'm going with Clifford over Elgersma right now, just because Clifford has a better command of the offense. Now, if Elgersma can prove that, hey, he's got a better grab of our system by, say, the second or third preseason game, I might start pressing into the traits, right? But, for me personally right now, I would go Clifford over Elgersma. Although, well, no, Clifford's fairly mobile too. I want to say his RAS, you guys double check me on that. His RAS was really, really high coming out of college. He was actually surprisingly mobile. If you guys don't know, Clifford beat out Will Levis at Penn State. That's the reason Will Levis actually transferred to Kentucky and then had a big year under, believe it or not, the new Jacksonville Jaguars coach, the guy that we're talking while we talking about. So, so Sean Clifford is he's actually a pretty mobile guy. And I was getting at that because Taylor Elgersma is really mobile, according to what he did in Canada. And you want that guy on your practice squad, which Malik Willis can do it, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra guy that's mobile enough to duplicate some of the mobile quarterbacks you're going to play against, because that's what they do on the practice squad. They're kind of giving you that scout team look for sure.
Holy crap, you guys are roasting me. Cody says, bring back Kurt Benkert.
I hope that's a joke.
I wasn't trying to put that on the screen. I knew that was it. You hurt me, Brett.
Yeah, Clifford had a 9 RAS. So
wow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Thank you for looking that up, Bates. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, let me make sure there's nothing else from the reporters there in the locker room real quick. Here's Anthony Belton on his key block that scored the Packers touchdown. Y'all want to hear big Escalade talk here a minute?
Let's go. Then we got a super chat.
This is from 97.3. The Fan will play it real quick. Here was Anthony Belton on that pancake block we showed y'all.
Yeah, so I just had a place out combo to that back, and he kind of fell back inside with the seal, so I kind of had a clean shot on him. I just got a clean shot on him and finished the block.
Where you finished him with him flat on his back and you on top of him. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, I always give him your pancake.
Always give him the pancake. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, go ahead and hit super chat, Sir Jake.
I love that. HC Soder says, "Is there anything about tonight you take as a positive? I just don't see it. It doesn't. It don't mean nothing. But it was a tough. I'm not gonna lie. It was a tough. I gauge it always because I have a super chat with my my brother and my dad, and they're the most negative Packer fans I've ever met my whole life, and they both were kind of like, what happened tonight? Blah, blah blah. We're supposed to have a great defense. I understand that, but it's tough. I don't
understand that. I'm gonna be honest, Jacob. I don't understand it. It's the first preseason game. How long did your starters even play? And we're trying to determine if they've got a good defense or not.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. And that's it's hard to, and I hate saying this, casual fans, but that's what it is. It's if you see you're the type of fan that like, oh, they lost in the preseason 30-20 or whatever the number is, or like, well, I guess they're not good. It's like, nah, you gotta watch the progression. We've dived pretty deep into why these guys are playing this position or that position and how they could possibly react to this or that. I think that's really great about our podcast, is that we try to give you guys more information than the casual fan. And was tonight up to par? No. We're not sitting here on this podcast telling you guys that this was a win tonight. We're not telling you that. You know what I mean? Like we're diagnosing exactly why it wasn't that good. And so take it with a grain of salt. This is preseason game 1. Matt LaFleur is not going to show his cards. It's just not going to happen. So we need to take a step back and realize that this is not the full Monty, if you will. This is
so he's asking, is there a positive we take away, right? Is there anything
Matthew Golden?
Positive?
Okay, Tyron
Matthew
Hopper.
Golden. Tyron Hopper, Matthew Golden. Absolutely. Yeah.
Tyron Hopper looked good. Bo Melton is clearly a corner. I don't care what you haters say.
Thank
Bo
you,
Melton's
Tim.
a cornerback.
Thank you.
Jalen White looked good. Amir Johnson looked good. Abin Akonda looked good. There was flashes. Kalen King flashed a few times tonight. There are positives in here. I mean,
Soder, I'm not calling you a casual fan. That's not what I meant. I'm saying that was the typical response from quote unquote casual fans.
Yeah, no, listen, there's nothing wrong with pointing out what went wrong. I mean, I just rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 negative things, right, that I had in my notes.
Yeah, literally.
But also
same here.
Positives
Tons.
as well. So when he's asking what's the positives, the big thing that stood out to me, Amar Johnson, I want to say he might be coming for that number 3 spot, but Chris Brooks, I thought, looked pretty solid. Am I the only one that thought Chris Brooks looked pretty good?
No, that's a fair assessment. Yep.
Yeah.
More of the same, just like we saw from him last season when we needed him the most. He showed up, and he did it tonight too.
Yeah, Brenton Cox Jr. attacking the mesh point, like we said. Run defense.
I love Cox.
No, easy killer. Baron Sorrell, to me, he looked the part, although it felt like he didn't play that much. I could be wrong. It felt like they might have played him a whole quarter or something. And, of course, Nazir Stackhouse early on, I thought he flashed a little bit. Christian Welch is going to have a lot of special teams value. I hope he makes it to the practice squad so we can call him up throughout the year and be able to use him for special teams purposes. I think that would be huge. Yeah, that's my positives. If I were to say on offense, Amar Johnson, Anthony Belton stood out the most to me.
Yep.
Defense, I would have said Kalen King, Nazir Stackhouse, Baron Sorrell, and of course our boy Kobe Wooden.
Yep.
Those are the ones that really kind of pop. So, and again, it's this is the thing. For the people that get negative, you can get negative, but there's positives to take away too, right? Like those are the positives. But I'm going to say the same thing I said with the positives that I said with the negative. It's a preseason game where there's no scheming whatsoever. It's all vanilla, and you're playing 3s and 4s against 4s and 5s and so on and so forth. So,
and there's a ton of holding penalties and procedural penalties, and we got to clean this up as if it's like week 15 right now, and we're making these mistakes.
Telling you, man, when I seen Twitter, Jacob, I went, boy, y'all pace yourself. It's a long season. It's a long season.
And I had to check myself too. Like you guys know, like one thing I'll tell you guys about Clayton, he doesn't like negative stuff. So please don't just bombard him with negative stuff. In the group chat, I had to check myself like 6 times. I was like, good thing, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. And then I went, oh no, good thing. And it's just what it is. Like right now, I think this is a great. So HG Soder's coming in here with the Go Pack Go. I absolutely love that. And again, I didn't mean to come at you, Soder. That wasn't my intention. But you go through and you look at kind of just what we did tonight. It wasn't all bad. And like it's like, this is vanilla. We're doing the most basic vanilla stuff. So we can't really take a gauge of this. Like we can't actually sit here and be like, this is what our offense is going to be. This is what our defense is going to be. If you think that, that's ridiculous. And I really do think that, we got to take a step back and wait until week 1 before we really start giving that harsh criticism. Yeah. King Tron comes in with another super chat. Sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Jordan Love, let Jordan Love tell you.
Yeah, Jordan Love said, I'm not going to rush to any judgment on a preseason game.
Right.
King Tron with the super chat says, Elgersma has a higher ceiling. Sorry for the repeat. No, I agree. I think he does have higher level traits than Clifford. It seems that way anyway. But, we've seen Jamarcus Russell.
I'm so sorry I talked about Sean Clifford tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Biggest regret of the show.
Jamarcus Russell had high-level traits too, right? You guys remember that dude?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That dude could throw He could throw 65 yards from his knees, I believe they said. I mean, it was just, But that's not everything to, obviously playing quarterback. But if it's a tie, Tron, if it's a tie between Clifford and Elgersma for that QB3, that practice squad QB, I would go with Elgersma over Clifford if it's a tie. If you're confident that Elgersma could run your offense, if for some reason Malik Willis is banged up, misses the game, and Jordan Love goes out and gets has to get tested for a concussion or something, and it doesn't matter if he's got a strong arm if the guy can't come in and run the offense, if that makes sense. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not real thrilled with either of those guys as the third quarterback on this team. I'm just not. That's me being real. Yeah. So I thought that was a cool comment there, though.
I will tell you, though, like what I saw from Malik, just like that guy's a baller, man. He really is. Like he can tuck it and run at any point. And God forbid, if anything happens to Jordan Love, I really do, for the first time in like a long time, I feel like if, again, God forbid, anything happened to him, that Malik Willis has got this team. He really does look like he is not afraid of that moment.
Willie Beeman, tell him, Clayton. Willie Beeman, baby.
You guys, I have retweeted and untweeted that so many times. If I were to pull it up right now, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I put this tweet out. Gosh, it was years ago, I believe. Now it had to have been last year, obviously, but So this is the tweet, and every time that Malik Willis comes into a game, whether it's preseason or not, right? I will tweet this out. I said, hear me out, Packer fans. And what I do is I just undo it, and I'll retweet it again when it happens every single time. Steaming Willie Beeman, baby. You guys have not seen Any Given Sunday.
Oh, you better watch it if you haven't seen it.
Hey, Tim, can you give me a screen grab ready? I want to play this Rashawn Gary interview real quick, man. For those of you who didn't hear this, I want you to, we're not listening to the interview. The interview wraps up real quick, and I want you to hear what Kevin Harlan says. Listen real close and think about everybody who's tried to, again, he made the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl doesn't matter. He made the top 100. What the hell do the players know? We need more sacks. Listen to this right here.
Awesome. Thanks, Rashawn.
Appreciate you. If you go back over the last 3 years, if you take a look at sacks, quarterback hits, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, over the past 3 seasons, he is 1 of 3 to be at the very top cumulatively of those defensive numbers with T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. It's pretty good company.
That's great company. That's great.
How about that?
That's insane.
Right.
Can you play that again? Let's just play it one more time. Can we?
One more time. Let's hear it. Let's put it on loop.
Awesome. Thanks, Rashawn.
Appreciate you. If you go back over the last 3 years, if you take a look at sacks, quarterback hits, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, over the past 3 seasons, he is 1 of 3 to be at the very top cumulatively of those defensive numbers with T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett. It's pretty good company.
That's great company. That's great company.
That's
So-
insane.
And with that being said, you can take it down. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Well, what's he done lately? Oh, I don't know. Last year he had a higher pressure percentage than T.J. Watt and Max Crosby. He had the highest run stop total of edge defenders in the entire National Football League. He made the Pro Bowl, and he was voted into the top 100 by his peers. That's what he did last year. So,
Other than that, though, what else?
right.
Yeah,
But
in the
for-
words of Kevin Hart, say it with your chest.
And again, man, I think he could be better. I think, I would like for him to be better. I would love for him to have 16, 17 sacks a year. But I'm also watching the tape and going, they're not asking him to do that right here. They're asking him to set the edge in this specific situation. They're asking him to help, bang a guard and a center inside to allow the D tackle to loop around. And now it becomes kind of a touch spy look, So, yeah. Joseph in the chat, but he didn't get sacks, Clay. I'm being sarcastic. Yeah.
Look what Rodney says too. He goes, "Let it run." He mentions the differences in playing time too, which is true.
Yes.
If you would stack up those, it's much like Tucker Kraft. When you stack him up, if he had the same amount of playing time as Brock Bowers and all that kind of, if Gary had the same type of rotation as, let's say, a Max Crosby and other guys like that, the numbers would probably be a little more inspiring. I would say.
Now, listen, he played like 200 less snaps. I want to say it was like 180 less pass rush snaps last year than Max Crosby, and had the same amount of sacks.
Right.
And you know what? Well, Max was hurt. Okay. Got it. Let's just continue. It always cracks me up, that thing. I don't know. When I heard that, I went, well, I didn't plan on recording anything off the screen tonight, but here we go. Broke out the old phone, had to hit it. So
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Coach Lynn, I like what I saw from Fitzpatrick also as our third tight end. Yeah, Coach, it seems like Fitz has taken that number 3 spot from Sims, and I did not expect that last year. I would never have thought that.
Me
But
too.
it does kind of feel like it, doesn't it?
As of right now, at this moment, yeah, it's totally legitimate to feel that way. I mean, played really well tonight. Let's
Those
be
are
real.
both big men that have great RIS scores, if I'm not mistaken, between Ben Sims and John Fitzpatrick, that they have like 6'6" and 6'7", I believe. Like those guys are massive dudes that actually can move very well. So what a great problem, quote unquote, to have, right?
Yeah. So we already hit on the passing. Let's hit on the rushing real quick. We'll go through the box score. We'll get ready to wrap this thing up. We got to give away a Lucas Van Ness autographed rookie card too. Green Bay rushing, Amar Johnson, 7 carries, 67 yards with a touchdown, a long of 39. I was thinking it was a 49-yarder, but I could be wrong. Israel Abani Kanda. And how did you say it, Tim? Because I think you said it just like Kevin Harlan did. How did you pronounce his name? Because I think y'all got it right.
I think it's a Bonaconda.
Abanaconda? Okay.
Yeah,
got
I think.
I don't know. Kevin Harlan sometimes just talks like this for no reason.
Kevin Harlan, don't you dare.
Don't you
don't
dare.
say
You better
that.
watch
He's
your mouth.
he's
You better
great.
watch
Yeah,
your
I'm just
mouth
saying.
there.
Every now and then you're like, all right.
So Izzy, I'm going to refer to him affectionately as Izzy. 6 carries, 19 yards. Chris Brooks, 5 carries, 17 yards. Jalen White, 2 carries for 16 yards. And Malik Willis had 1 scramble for 5 yards. Receiving-wise, Will Shepard, 2 catches, 20 yards. Caught both his targets. Ben Sims, 1 catch for 17 yards. Fitzpatrick said, I can do that too. 1 catch for 17 yards. And then the rest are just kind of just change here.
I almost got knifed by my own people for just even slightly saying anything about Harlan. All right, you guys are great.
Dude,
Hey,
Kevin Harlan is Wisconsin royalty.
Yes, that's true.
Great. And John Kuhn is great. Like, why?
I
He's
love
back,
Kuhn.
right? So what happened with that? He's back on the sidelines. I don't know what happened with that, but like John Kuhn, when I hear his voice, I feel safe, you know?
So you had McCole Hardman muffed the punt, right? Malik Willis got strip sacked there in the end zone. Wouldn't say it's his fault. I thought he did a good job stepping up in the pocket. Sean Ryan just got beat like a drum at center. Christian Welch on defense. Christian Welch had 9 total tackles, 1 for a loss. Tyron Hopper, 8 tackles. Yeah, there you go, Tim. You mentioned Tyron Hopper, man. This one slipped by me. I didn't have Tyron Hopper in my notes at all. He had a pretty damn good game there, man.
The progress may not be jumping off the film, but it's evident if you're looking. If you really look, it looks like Tyron Hopper's making those steps, which is good because it's year 2, right?
Third round pick. Right?
We're ready. Let's go.
Yeah, and that's another thing Joseph points out. Sorry, I brushed over it there. He said, "Did Izzy also have that 31-yard kick?"
He did.
He had a couple of them, I believe, Joseph, where it was like, "All right, we're starting at the 38-yard line here, and there's no wasted motion." And many people said when they changed the rule for that kick return, it's going to be better suited for a running back as opposed to like a receiver or a corner. And I think that might be a role for him for sure. And I don't think Izzy's going to make the 53. I think there's a decent chance he can make the practice squad. I feel like Amar Johnson has the best shot to make the 53-man roster.
He had a great run, didn't he? Like,
yeah,
really, really good.
Yeah. So moving along here. Here we go. So he had 5. Izzy had 5 kick returns for 147 yards, had a long of 36. So there you go. I mean, that's averaging right at a little less than 30 yards per return, something like that. So pretty decent. McCole Hardman had 2 punt returns. It looks like no yards. Brandon McManus was good from 46, and then hit his extra point as well. Good there. Daniel Whelan, boys, man. Does it not look
in the NFL, baby? Let's go.
Yeah.
Does it not look effortless when it's like he's not even putting his whole body in it? It's just like he's just kind of when he hits it, I go, oh, that's short.
You guys remember last week I was watching him blast 50-yard punts directly into the wind just for fun before practice started.
Tim, they say that if you have ever heard an NFL punter hit the ball, it sounds like a bomb going off. Can you attest to that?
With Whelan? Yeah, for sure.
Like just that smack where you're like, what happened incredible. Just now?
And he's one of those rare breeds where he can punt for distance. He's got a huge leg. He's got great hang time
and accuracy.
He's got impeccable accuracy. It's the trifecta of punters. And I'll tell you what, man, I feel really good about him. I like the Irishman booting the ball for us.
Respect Oranges. I need to kick you out of the chat again. We're not going to mention that, guys. All right, so there you go. There's your is there any other stats y'all want to see? I'd like to see the penalties if we could. What did we finish with on penalties?
256 penalties for 5,000 yards.
That's probably not too far. Here we go. 10 for 91. I thought it was worse than that. That's still bad, though. That's pretty much a tutter, right, Tim? That's enough yardage for a tutter.
You're basically giving up a football field worth of yardage in penalties.
Yeah. How much do you guys – most of the time, Jacob, people will say, well, that's on LaFleur. He doesn't have these guys ready, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I look at the holds and I'm like, are we ever going to blame Coach Butkus? You know?
Yeah.
Like, is there something, a lack of attention to detail, you think, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's an unfair accusation. I would argue that, like,
oh shit, we only had 7.
What did you say?
Hold on, let me tell you this. If you're a coach of a football team, okay, and your offensive line is getting beat left and right, and your quarterback's pocket is collapsing, and he's at risk of losing his life, I want my guys to hold. Please hold.
Yes.
Please grab. Please give up 5 yards and not kill our quarterback. Please. Thank you. I'll take it all day.
Yeah, no.
So listen, I just want to clear this up. I had it wrong. And somebody called me out. Thank you for catching that, Greg Rice. They only had 7 for 64. Still bad. Don't get me wrong. Unless that's a typo. I would have thought for sure they had more than the Jets, but the Jets evidently had 10. So
yeah,
there you go. Go ahead, Jacob. Right. What's so funny, Jacob?
Nothing. I'm just trying to do what I can. H.E. Soder has a super chat. He says, you have the balls to talk about the results of the preseason game. Talk about money just because.
About? That's my job.
Take my money. Oh, thank you, Soder. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that, Soder. Listen, man, I just love the Packers. I gotta be honest with you, man. It's it's a local show. Oh man, the chat is awesome. I just love hanging out with the chat, man. To be honest with you,
yeah,
it's awesome. So
don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Thank you. King Sean with the super chat said, I'll put 2 in the swear jar for this broke me up right here. Thank you, Tron. But look, Tatsumoto, it's a local show.
Hey, the best thing that we can say about this podcast, this little thing we got going on here, is that you guys are so awesome in the chat. Like, it literally makes us we if you guys could see how little we prepare I don't say that for Clayton because Clayton absolutely does a deep dive into every single episode, and the guy that has X's and O's like alphabet cereal. I'm telling you, this guy is good. But
Heard it from a fan right here.
But for me and like, you know, when me and Emilio come in here, Emilio is usually half naked, and it's not literally, it's true. And we lean on you guys. So thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to just absolutely hang out with you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah. Fishy Thing says correction, 64 yards of penalties, 37 of offense. Not nearly as bad. There you go. And Godsmack AR69. So now we know Godsmack is Emilio. Now we know. He says, is Jacob Monk
ain't it?
Jack. I miss
Travis Glover. Oh my God, we found Emilio's burner account.
There we go.
Right here, boys, right there.
There it is. You found it before I could get it on the screen. Nice work, Clay. Love it.
Thank you for the super chat, Godsmack. All right, let's do this giveaway. Get the hell out of here. I already got caught cussing on the air. I got to edit that out.
Rigged.
I'm not editing it out, by the way. It's not gonna happen. So
right.
You think God never farted?
He could have. All right. Let's do the giveaway. Somebody in the chat, give me a number between 1 and 10. All right. This is the LVN autograph rookie card here. Somebody in the chat between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10. Greg Rice.
1 and 10. Let's go. Come on, guys.
The fix is in, baby. Oh,
we got 3 from Holmes. 65.
65.
Greg, that doesn't work.
Tim, give us we're gonna honor Greg Rice here for the 65. Give me a little Mark Murphy when you get a chance there.
65%.
65%. That's what we. All right, so let's go. Since 7 is the number that's being mentioned the most, let's go with 7. All right. All right, here we go. We're gonna spin it 7 times. Not spin it, shuffle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y'all ready to give away an autographed Lucas Van Ness card?
Ready for this?
Rick Kruger. Here we go. The winner of the LVN autograph card from our Patreon group or our YouTube members, Jacob. You're off. What is your problem tonight? Tyler McCarty. There it is. Tim, it's Tyler McCarty, man. Say something nice about Tyler, Tim.
It's a pretty slick name, you know. Ladies usually like a Tyler, you know. Tylers are cool dudes.
I think he's an Irishman. I believe he is, right? Wouldn't he
might be.
Maybe.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe. All right. So there's
who?
Here's the second place winner in case Tyler McCarty's in the clink or just decided not to be a Packer fan because we lost the first preseason game. We will give it to. It ain't Jacob Clay again. Oh, it was so close. Bates.
Nice.
Bates.
I know that guy.
Get ready to go.
You see who it almost landed on, Jacob? Look, Jacob Clay right there again. Who is Jacob Clay? Because he never came forward for the win. But anyway.
It's not us.
So
yeah,
Bates
right.
is second.
Yeah,
and
right.
Third place is, imagine me paying myself to be on the list. That's hilarious. Jen Wright.
Hey, Jen. There we go.
We love it.
So again, the winners of the LVN card, first place was Tyler McCarty. If he doesn't come forward, it's United Bates. If Bates doesn't want it, you know he's always going to be in here. It'll go to Jen Wright. So there you go. Appreciate everybody again. If this is your first time tuning in, going, what in the world are y'all doing? We do giveaways for people who are either a member here on YouTube. Just hit the join tab if you want to do that, or friggin' in the rigging. Or you can be in our Patreon group, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Out. This was fun, guys. This was good. And listen to me. You can be upset. You can be aggravated, man. Listen, there's a lot of things that went wrong tonight. But when things go right, you're going to hear me keep the same energy in the preseason. I'm going to be going, guys, preseason game. Listen, who God knows who was starters on their team and who wasn't. Let's just have fun while we do it, please. That's all I ask. And that's why we try to keep things positive. I waited, you know how long I waited since February, really since January for football season to get here. I'm not going to be in here every night taking time away from my family, time away from my beloved German Shepherd, Lincoln, right, to come up here and be miserable. Not going to do it. And if that's not the show for you, hey, no hard feelings. I get it, man. You want to go somewhere where they're kind of a little rowdy, a little ESPN-ish. Let's come up with a hot take and everybody get pissed off. That's cool, That's just not what you're going to get here. We're gonna break down the tape. We're going to talk about what happened, why did it happen, the positives, the negatives, and we're all going to get along in the chat, or you're not going to be in the chat. It's just that simple. So Bates with the super chat said, "Whoa, hell yeah! Respectfully though, I forfeit my second place to Jen if Todd doesn't show."
Pure class from a Marine right there. You got to love it.
Why are you so good, dude? You want to do push-ups right now? God. Seriously.
It's the most random thing. Maybe you want to do push-ups.
Dad, do you love me? No. All right.
Unbelievable. So there you go. We're looking for Tyler McCarty or Jen Wright. Okay. That's going to be the winner of the LBN card. And we've got some other stuff coming up. We may do a Tay Wicks card next week. We'll see what we got here. We got all kinds of stuff in the hopper. So H.E. Soda with the super chat going to get plates.
Ice bowl. Going to get
Soda on that.
Who?
Soda on that dank tonight.
He says something about the ice bowl. Something about the ice bowl. Yes or no?
Going to get plates ice bowl. Yes or no?
Oh, I think what he's saying is Soda going to get personalized plates, like for his car, like license plates.
All right.
Yeah, Tim, is that what
have him say ice bowl? I mean,
man, I don't know how you.
Is that what you mean?
Like the one just said, Soda is on ice.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Soda, please clarify. Don't do it in the super chat.
Yeah, don't do it in the super chat. Just
save your money.
Tell us what are you talking
Just the
about?
tip, though.
Hey, we got Jen in the house. Jen's in the house. All right, Jen. If we don't hear from Tyler McCarty, the card is yours. And I hate doing that sometimes because I get people's hopes up and then that person comes forward. But we'll give him a few days, and if we don't hear from him, then we'll get that card to you. Appreciate you, Jen. Is Soda clarified, or did he just leave? I think he left. Chico said he owned that kryptonite. All right. Greg Rice says Tim speaks Soda.
Soda I speak.
Pack her up, basalt strike again.
Hey.
All right. Oh, I'm trying. Oh man.
Got hold of the wrong stuff.
They got hold to the wrong stuff.
All right. Soda, I think Soda just checked out after that. He might have dropped the phone and passed out. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll have. Oh, here we go. Ice bowl plates for my car. Oh, my car.
Okay.
He's finna
it.
Get them
told
plates.
you.
Tim, you really did, man. How did you come up with that? All right, that's it. This show sucks. Guys, thank you all so much. We appreciate you. I can't do this any longer. My stomach's hurting. I'm laughing so hard. So we'll be back tomorrow.
That's my job.
For PTA Live. We're going to go evening time, probably 6:30 p.m. Central. I don't know if there'll be PFF grades or not, but we'll kind of recap what we saw, and we'll dive in to Packers Talk and get y'all set for the upcoming week of training camp practice and obviously joint practices. Not joint Soda, joint practices, okay? Yeah, so I rock. Again, that man over there with those flowing locks, dude, I'm so damn jealous. I could never pull that off. You kidding me? You imagine me with long hair.
Long hair don't care, Clay. Come on now.
Yeah, couldn't do it, man. That Kentucky waterfall, his looks majestic. All right, that's it. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like on the way out, you bunch of knuckleheads. Thanks for putting up with us. And again, the Packers drop a tough one. The season is over, 30-10 to the Jets. So we'll rebuild for next year. But all right, everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. I'm sorry for the wordy dirt. Okay. Sorry for the wordy dirt. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.